attempt was to move slowly and cautiously, like I usually do, and in a conservative manner. So we picked out 2, 3, 4, and then went to 5 states, all the small states and all the early states, to see what kind of an impact. Because if you go into the large states, California, New York, and Florida, and in a way at the beginning it was uncomfortable because Texas, you know, is a big state, and so we had to be a little bit cautious. But since that time, things have gone so well that we now can no longer back off with any less than wild enthusiasm for working here in Texas as well. There will be a strong vote at the end of August, and that'll be in Fort Worth, and we're going to be working very hard and to use all your work and effort. And it seems like every weekend there's another event, another major event. We have this one here. My wife and I got in from Washington last night at 12:30. Of course, we drove over today, but there will be more activity next week. We have had a long time planned family reunion back in my home state in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, which will be next weekend. And after the campaign started, once again, I was cautious about predicting about what would happen. So we thought we could have a little get-together before the reunion and have 50 or 100 of our friends that might be interested in the campaign. Well, that's changed a bit. And now there will be an event next Friday in Pittsburgh, and that will be closely associated with the reunion. But we expect to have a very, very large crowd in the Pittsburgh area. But the following day, when we are in the middle of a family reunion, I will be leaving because it's very important, because there will be a debate Sunday morning with Stephanopoulos on national TV. It seems I'll send that message to you. That he should be nice to us. And besides, you know, since that time that we talked on the last time he had me on, I did get a call from our friend from Arizona that's also running for the presidency. And he wanted to know if I'd loan him some money. These days. But no, we will go there, and then for several days after that I will be staying in Iowa, because that will be in Des Moines, and we will be working, because within the next week will be the straw vote in Des Moines, Iowa, which is pretty important, politically speaking, because although it does not carry the weight of electing delegates, it may be the time when there will be a reshuffling of the field of candidates. And right now, we believe that we can be cautiously optimistic, and I'm probably the most cautious of everyone about it. But, you know, I'm cautious about spending money, my own and yours. Cautious about spending your tax money and also your donations, and I think it's rather ironic. You know, I preach the gospel of unintended consequences, because every time government's going to do something good, something bad usually comes of it. And even though it's a well-intentioned move on some parts, and bleeding hearts will say, we are going to take care of you, bad things can happen. And obviously that happens in foreign policy, where things go awry and bad things happen. But by not spending the money in the second quarter, we were still spending the money we raised in the first quarter, which was a modest sum. So in the second quarter, as most of you read, we raised $2.4 million. Because of the conservative approach that we were following and spending money only when necessary, it turns out that at the end of the quarter, we had $2.4 billion in the bank. attention by not spending that money on an attempt to build up name recognition and all and getting publicity. Literally by not spending money, keeping the money in the bank, having the money when at the end of the quarter, we ended up probably getting $5 or $10 million worth of free publicity. You know, some things really aren't under our total control, and I believe it that way. Things will work out for the best. I believe if you do tell the truth, truth wins out in the end. Sometimes you feel good, and sometimes you feel bad, and you wonder when it's going to come. I can tell you about one moment in the campaign that is well known these days, and that happened to have been that short period of time when there was a confrontation from that other candidate that I think he's from New York. He used to be quite sure. That was pretty early in the campaign. I wasn't sure how things would go. And of course, the confrontation occurred. I was telling them like I thought it was, you know, and giving it the same explanation I've given for all these many years, and especially on this foreign policy. And of course, when the attack occurred, and I had my less than 30 seconds to answer back, it really doesn't give you a chance to explain foreign policy, but I did my very best. And then, of course, the put down and then the tremendous support from the Fox selected audience there. So there were a few neocons in the audience. But anyway, yes, that made me feel not so good and rather lonely at the time. And I had no idea what it meant, because I didn't know at that time. It was the first signal was that, yes, indeed, you were right in the first place. There aren't very many out there that's supporting this position that I've been espousing. But lo and behold, within 20 minutes or so, one of the staff members came over to me and said, "You won't believe it." He says, "You're winning the post debate conference." Instead of giving that particular candidate a reading assignment, I should have sent him a thank you note. I don't know if I will get the chance, but possibly. You can't ever tell what happens on debates, but maybe I will get the chance to ask him whether or not, or accuse him of not doing his homework. But, you know, I'm feeling very good about what's happening. Obviously, there are more people in the country that belong to the remnant, the true believers of freedom and what America is all about. So this is a pleasant discovery to bring in and energize these individuals. Of course, those individuals energize me because I needed that energy, so it's a mutual association here of me helping at the same time many of you who are interested help me. So this to me is very important, but the other equally, if not more exciting issue is that people are receiving the message like I never dreamed they would. I always see education and political action and political changes as slow, but I do also know that there can be a rapid acceleration of any type of event, sometimes going down or going up. And in this case, I think what is happening is because the message is so powerful, and because we've been able to get a little more attention than generally the freedom message gets, all of a sudden, a lot of people are saying, you know what, it makes a lot of sense.
I'm sick to death of hearing things from you, running psychotic, short-sighted politicians. All I want is the truth. Just give me some truth.